Welcome back to another episode of Radio Cthulhu. And for this episode, we have a special guest player, or I mean, I don't know if you want to call it that, or if it's just like, here's another person that will be playing games, hopefully. And it's my good friend who actually introduced me to Dungeons and Dragons and therefore RPGs in general, Mac, or HalfDeadHero. How's it going?
Yes, sorry, it was cutting a little out. Um,
No
yeah,
worries.
so I like playing RPGs.
That's true. Mac, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character today?
His name is Jason Bright. He's a street artist who is out late at night trying to put some art up around the city, and he's really into like abstract stuff or kind of surreal art, and he's not necessarily very I want to say he's not the most creative person. He takes a lot of ideas from stuff that he's seen, fantasy things and video games and stuff like that. But he's a very skilled
He takes
artist.
a he takes a lot of influence from other things, is kind of what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Well, tonight Jason has to get from Old Town San Diego to Solana Beach. Why does Jason have to do that?
He's probably planning on doing some late night art over there.
Okay, some like spray painting or
Yeah,
whatnot.
he carries cans with him and stuff,
Oh,
and it's not necessarily, the most legal thing. So he has to do it late at night a lot of times.
okay, cool. All right, so when the train opens, when the doors open, first off, do you have a ticket or are you just trying to sneak on?
No, he has some money for the train.
Okay. So presumably then you already bought a ticket and you have it on your phone. In the modern era, travel has become quick and easy. We do it so often we don't even think about it. But sometimes one can move so quickly that they ignore what they most need to see. When you get on, you immediately see, the way the train works, obviously, is there's a series of cars. And when you immediately get on the car that you're on, you can see it's a two-level car, for a two-floor car, and the bottom floor there's nobody on it. Do you want to stay there or do you want to go up?
He'll look around for somewhere where no one else is really sitting, and he'll sit there.
He can see that the bottom area is like empty, but if you go up to the top area, there's like a guy sitting at the back and a woman sitting at the front. So if you want, you can avoid and try to be on the bottom area.
Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Okay. So you hang out down there, and after say a couple minutes, suddenly the train starts, and it's kind of relaxing almost. That sound of the train, you're used to it by now. And as you're chilling there, probably looking on your phone or something like that, the ticket taker comes up, and he's this like middle-aged guy with a hat, like a blue hat and everything. He's like, yeah, hello. Did you do you have a ticket?
Yeah, hold, give me 1 second. And I pull it up on my phone and give it to him.
All right, well, just mind yourself while you're on the train, all right?
I kind of make like a weird face at him, like, okay, bro, and then I don't say anything.
And so then you hear him go up the stairs, and you can kind of hear him talking to the other people. Do you want to eavesdrop, or you just don't give a crap?
He's just talking to the other people.
He's saying something to the people upside, yeah. But while he's saying it, you can hear that there's like a little bit of an argument going on, but you're not sure what's being said.
And I just ignore it and I look out the window.
So that's a good idea. So you keep chilling, and are you doing anything on your phone?
He's looking at other stuff that like he's probably on like Instagram looking at what other artists are doing lately and stuff like that.
Right, right. So while you're looking at your phone, you see this other artist that you're kind of familiar with. You guys used to know each other, and that's annoys you because he's gotten some degree of exposure lately, and so you see his work. It's stuff that's been spray painted on bridges. He really likes using bridges, and you take a look at it and you're just like, bridges again? And you're like, I can do better than this, because all the guy paints is like doves coming out of people's heads.
Yeah, I think he's a bit pretentious.
You're like, I can do better. And while you're looking at that, suddenly you hear behind you, bang, 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 bang. And you look, just out of like instinct, you look behind you and you can see that somebody fell down the stairs, and they're just like at the bottom of the stairs, motionless.
I'll get up and I'll go take a look and I'll be like, hey, dude, are you all right?
So as you get closer, you can see that this dude is, somebody who probably hangs out outside a lot. He's got a really big beard. He's got like some kind of beanie on his head, but it's really old and ratty. And you're thinking, okay, this might be a homeless person, but you're not sure. And as you get closer, do you want to roll anything?
Yeah, can I roll for first aid and see how hurt he is?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll first aid.
14. That's a pass.
14. So that's very successful. So you're able to immediately like get the guy up, sitting up, because that's probably good for him, and you feel his pulse, and you're like, there is no pulse right here. There is absolutely no pulse.
So I'll look around and do I see anyone?
There's nobody down there with you.
So I'll kind of start shouting and I'll go, hey, we need help over here. This guy just fell down the stairs.
And as you're shouting, go ahead and roll spot hidden.
That's the just pass. Yeah.
So suddenly, as you're holding this guy there and you're like, hey, somebody help, you look over just in time to see this dude's jacket. He has a big trench coat kind of fall open, and on his chest you can see there's this huge cavity, just a giant hole gaping in his chest, and out from the hole stretches this disgusting looking creature. It's like made of tendrils all over, and in the center tendril, which is like the body of it, you can see a little face, and it starts to screech at you. Roll sanity, man.
Oof, I did not pass.
So go ahead and roll a d4.
That's 3.
So you lose 3 sanity, and you're incredibly disturbed by what you're seeing right now. This is like it appears to be some kind of creature that's living inside of a dead guy. So suddenly the creature starts to stretch out toward you. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to get out of the way.
Okay, roll dodge.
That is not a pass.
That is not a pass. So as you're trying to get out of the way, this creature starts to grab at you, and it gets a hold of you and kind of pulls you in by the clothes, and you're like, holy crap, like the small part of it, the chest part, is almost like a little person, but it has like all these tendrils and everything. Roll strength. And your strength, by the way, is 35, so you're not very strong. Ooh, 49.
49.
You're pulled in even further. Would you like to push it?
No.
Okay, so you're pulled in even further to the creature, and it gets closer and closer, and it's clearly about to try to bite you. Are you going to let this happen, or are you going to try anything right now?
Can I try to pull out one of my spray paint cans and like spray it to like blind it for a second?
I will let you roll dex for this, good sir. And your dex is 75. 51.
51.
You spray this thing right in the face with some red spray paint, and it just goes, and it lets go of you for a second. You gonna run or are you gonna hit it? What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna take off.
Roll Dex. Oh, six. So you just absolutely storm out of there. You jump, you run, you're like the Flash. You get the hell out of that car and you run into the next car. And in the next car, there's like a group of like three dudes. They're around your age, and they're all white guys, and they clearly have this like gangster kind of attitude about them. They're all hanging out, talking, and one of them has a what looks like a beer, and they see you enter the car, and they're just like, "What's going on, man?"
I don't know, man. Something crazy is going on in that other car. You guys better get out of here.
What? Man, I think you're the one who's a little crazy, man. Man, he got some drugs, doesn't he? And then the guys start talking amongst themselves, like, man, you got something, man? You can sell it to us?
No, I don't. No, man, sorry. I'm gonna try to keep moving.
So you keep moving, and as you reach the end of the cart, you hear the door open in the the kind of sound as the last one opens, and the guys all go, "Hey man, you smell like crap, man!" And then suddenly screams, all these screams. And do you choose to look back or do you keep going?
I feel like I would look back out of reaction.
So you look back for a second and you can see that the parasite has now leapt from the body of the homeless man, which is on the ground now, and it's on one of those kids, and it's just like attacking him and biting him, and it looks like it's trying to burrow into his chest.
So I'm gonna shout like, somebody do something, man! Shoot it or something.
So the guys all look around at each other, and you can tell from their nervousness that they don't have any kind of gun. But one of them like reaches for something, and they pull out a switchblade, and they try to get it. Let's see if they get it.
Yes, that was a stereotype to try to assume they had a firearm.
That's true, yeah. So he pulls out a switchblade and he tries to stab the thing, but he misses, and immediately like it lashes back at him and strikes him, and you can see that it actually has some kind of claw. And the kid falls back and he's clutching his arm because it's bleeding. He's like, "Oh my god!" And meanwhile, the first kid falls to the ground, and the parasite is slowly burrowing its way into him. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to find the guy who took my ticket and let him know there's an emergency on the train. I don't think there's anything I can do to save this guy.
It's, you're not necessarily wrong. Roll spot hidden.
31, that's a pass.
So, um, as you look through the window down to the next car, you're able to spot the guy. He's talking to a husband and wife, it looks like, and they're having a jovial conversation.
Sir, there's an emergency on the train.
So he can't hear you through the door. Are you going to run toward him?
Yeah.
So you do that. You go in there, and he's like, and then I told him, but this one's eating my popcorn. And then everyone's like laughing, and he sees you running up. Whoa, whoa, whoa! No running in the train. Okay, you're not allowed to run in the train.
Hey, we got some kind of emergency here, man. Someone's dead.
What? Dead? What are you talking about? Dead? Dead?
Yeah, I don't know. One of the homeless guys who was here, something popped out of him, and he's it's just killing people.
Well, okay. Well, roll persuade. Because what you just said is
62. That I don't think that's a pass.
No, your persuade is 10. So so yeah, he's just like, yeah, a thing jumped out of a homeless guy, and he looks in your eyes really close. So now here's a question that the DM must ask: have you been doing drugs tonight?
Um, maybe maybe he smoked a little bit of weed or something. Maybe
Dude, you gotta decide, and no lies. You gotta
yeah,
tell the
I'll
truth to
go with
me.
that. Yeah, I'll go with
You
that.
have? Okay, roll Constitution.
It gets the creative juices flowing.
That's true. It gets the creative juices flowing.
That should
29.
be a pass.
That's a pass. So your eyes are not horribly bloodshot or whatever the effect would be. And he looks at you and he's like, well, just the same. That's completely ridiculous. Why should I believe anything that you just said, kid? That's nuts.
Just go look for yourself, dude. I'm not making it up.
I got things to do, all right? I don't have the time for this.
Is there anything behind me, like when I look back?
When you look back through the window, suddenly you can
Yeah.
see, like, because you know the way that the windows work between the cars, you can't see everything in the next car, but you can see everything along, like say 6 feet up. So you would see people's like heads and everything like that.
Yeah,
You don't see anything.
well, someone was starting trouble down there, dude. You got to go check it out.
Again, I don't know why I should believe you. You want to roll anything besides persuade? Do you have any skills?
Can I roll charm?
Yeah. What's your charm?
It is
Your
40.
charm is 40. Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead. We'll see. Oh,
65.
I will let you push it, but you know what happens if you fail on these.
Yeah, I'll try. So I'm gonna like my guy has like a hoodie on, so I'm gonna take my hood down and be like, "Sir, really, there's something bad going on. I'm being completely honest with you."
94. So you say that to him and he just looks right back at you, and he's just like, you must think I'm an idiot. And he just keeps going. He just keeps walking forward. He says, you give me any more problems, kid? No, you know what? Forget it. You're banned from this train. You're banned from this train. Sit down right now. I want you to sit in the seat, and I want you to stay here until we get to the next stop.
Yeah, I was getting off at the next stop either way, bro. I'm not staying on this train.
Or you're going to sit down here right now. I don't want you walking around. Sit down.
So Jason will sit down and but he's gonna keep looking back from the door he came from. And if the door opens, he's just gonna take off.
So you're sitting there, and as you're sitting there, the husband of this like couple that you see across the way starts looking at you. He's like, "You all right there, son? You doing okay?"
You know what? I've seen some crazy stuff tonight, and I'm not doing well, bro.
Yeah, you know what? I completely understand. You know, we're hardly ever in the city, and me and my wife, and we've seen some pretty crazy stuff. So I think I know where you're coming from. I saw this one dude. He was literally peeing in a fountain. It was like one of those fountains you put like coins in, and then he just sat down in it, and nobody did anything.
Yeah, that sounds like a typical day in the city.
Yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't really worry about it if I were you, because stuff like this just always happens. Just calm down, and you know be like that guy. He's calm, and you hear the doors open, and you look behind you, and you can see one of the dudes that you saw earlier walk in, and he's like this.
Is it unnatural the way that he's moving?
It definitely looks weird. Like you're not quite sure exactly what it is, but it definitely doesn't look like it's almost like
Is he like shambling?
shambling would be the description, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna warn the couple. Be like, don't let that guy get near you. Something's wrong with him.
What are you talking about, man? I mean, he just looks like a normal guy. What's wrong with him?
Like I told the guy earlier, man, something's going on here.
Roll persuade or charm, because your persuade is 10.
Yeah, so I failed. Yeah, the
Okay.
46.
All right. So yeah, he's like the guy looks over at you, and he's just like, listen, I think you're just a little, it's a little overactive. You gotta calm down. That's all. Just calm yourself down. And as he's saying that, the dude keeps shambling forward, and finally, he gets up to you and him, and he just stops. And then he's like, he kind of like looks over at you. Hey, what's wrong? You want to talk to him? Do you want to say something to him?
What's he doing? Just looking at me?
He's just looking at you, it looks like, right now.
How far away is he?
He's like 2 feet from you. No, it's not a problem.
I'm gonna get away from him as soon as I can.
So you start to get away from him, and he's like, no, you don't have to leave. It's okay. And he keeps following you, and the dude is trying to like stop him. Like, no, you don't have to follow. But he just like pushes past him and keeps shambling forward. Are you gonna keep going to the next car?
Yeah, so I'm like speed walking, and I'm like, bro, get the hell away from me. Don't touch me.
So you do that, and you push yourself into the dining cart, and inside there's like a little cafe stand where dudes are like taking orders and stuff, and you can tell there's a tiny little like kitchen in the back behind them, but there's like a small area with a couple of tables and some chairs, and basically you can sit and eat cafe stuff. And as you walk in there's a girl sitting there at the cafe drinking some coffee, and she looks up at you, and she's really cute. She's around your age, and you can tell she looks afraid, like there might be something on the train, Sorry, I thought I heard yelling or something.
Yeah, something weird is going on. I would get the hell out of here while you have the chance. Something's coming this way, and I'm gonna grab her a cup of coffee and like have it ready to throw at the guy who's following me.
So you, as you're talking to her, you just casually grab the cup of coffee, and then the dude shambles in, and as he shambles in, you just go and like hit him right in the face, and he just goes, and like, so it happens all very quickly. You grab it, toss it in his face, and then the woman screams. She goes, ah! And like, he has absolutely no effect. You can see that it's definitely burning the skin on his face, but he just kind of like flops back, kind of like one of those punching bag things, and he just like keeps going toward you now, and he's shambling toward you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to push him away and then just keep moving. And then
Roll.
you said there's like bar stools.
They're
stuff?
chairs. They're chairs that are like
so
attached to the ground.
So whether I push him or not, I'm gonna try to like drop those on the floor in between us.
Well, they're attached to the ground. But the push worked. So you're able to knock him back. So what's your next move?
I'm gonna try to keep moving. And can I like pull his jacket to try to see if there's a hole in his chest?
Yeah, so roll spot hidden. And your spot hidden.
I think it's like 60 or 50.
45. So let's see.
Not bad.
Did you already roll? There you go.
55.
So you're not able to like see his chest area because he's got his jacket and everything on, but he's slowly getting up. So as you look forward, you can see there's one more train car, and this train car is obviously the engineer area, and you're pretty sure they're not even going to let you go in there. So you kind of reach the end. Do you want to go back, or do you want to like jump into the kitchen, or what do you want to do?
Is he still on the floor?
He's getting up.
Can I try to jump over him?
Yeah, go ahead and roll dex. So you see him on the ground, and you start to run past. 10, yes. And you leap over him, and you run as fast as you can. And where are you headed right now? Are you just heading back where you were?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the opposite way. I'm gonna try to get to where those guys were and see if they're still there. And I remember he had a knife, so I'm gonna go try to get that knife.
So you run past, in the very next card, you see where they were supposed to be, and you can see why you couldn't see them. It's because they're all on the floor and they appear to be dead. Go ahead and roll spot hidden again. Nice, 35. So you're able to find the switchblade.
Okay, so I hold it in my hand for a second. I kind of feel the weight, and I grab one of my spray cans, my paint spray cans, and I'm gonna hold it in my left hand to like be able to like spray, and then I'm gonna have the knife in my right hand.
So suddenly the doors open, and you see this guy shambling in again. He's shambling toward you, and you can see he's going as fast as he can, but he's very clumsy. So yeah, your plan is to spray and then stab. So go ahead and roll dex and then roll fighting roll.
I got 10 for the dex and 75 for the fighting roll.
So you spray it, but you like miss with the knife, and the creature is like kind of like, because you're able to you spray at the chest. You just kind of figured this is got to be how it is. So you hit the chest, and then it kind of opens up. The jacket opens up, and you see the creature, but you miss. So now you're in like a struggle with the creature, which is kind of blinded, and you're struggling with it. And as this is happening, you're looking through the window, and you can see like the beach and stuff going by, and you know that you're almost where you're supposed to be, but this thing is struggling with you. Go ahead and roll strength. And I will roll strength for the creature.
Damn, I got a bad roll.
So suddenly
87.
You just trip and you fall and hit the ground, because this creature, it has like immense strength. And you're now on the ground, and you have this body on top of you, but really what's important is between you and the body is this parasite. And this parasite is crawling and trying to get to you, but it's still fairly blinded. So you kind of have the upper hand here, even though it's on top of you. So as it's getting closer to you and it's kind of feeling around, do you want to try anything?
Yeah, I'll try to stab it one more time.
Okay, once again, fighting bro. So yeah, if the train, it's just too chaotic. Nothing for fighting bro. It's too chaotic, so you're trying and it's just not working. You're kind of like moving out, and the creature is like moving around, and it's just not, and you're stabbing the body, but you're not stabbing the parasite as it's getting like worse and worse. And go ahead and roll luck back. Your luck is 40.
No, 75.
I will, just because it feels so unfair, I will let you push it, but you know what happens if you fail this.
No, I won't push it. Can I try to get away from him? I want to see if any of those guys had a lighter on them.
Okay, once again, let's see. Instead of a strength roll, go ahead and give me a dex roll, and we'll just count that as you're trying to like shimmy away. But you gotta succeed, so let's see it. Ooh.
Damn, 88. I'm getting all these bad rolls.
Yeah, it's just not your lucky day. So you try to get away, but it holds you down, and slowly it inches forth, and you feel as this disgusting thing starts to try to claw its way into your mouth, and you're like, what? Because earlier you saw it going into chest, so you're like, this is a new thing. So as it's moving in, you have one more chance here. Roll strength. You have, I think, 35 strength, so you're not very strong.
Okay, and I'm trying to rip it out of like my mouth.
Yeah, basically. Let's see.
71.
You try desperately, but you can't, and it goes in, and you're like choking as it's sliming its way down your throat. It's such a disgusting feeling, and finally it gets its way all the way there, and you feel as it rips through your body. You're like, oh! And you hold yourself, desperately trying to do something, and you stand up, and you're holding like the bars of the train as you're seeing yourself getting closer to your destination, and you're just like, and you pass out. As the train is slowly arriving in Solana Beach, the ticket taker looks around and wonders what happened to that stupid kid. He heads to the back to try to find you. And when he gets there, he sees you sitting at the back checking out your phone with your head down. And he thinks to himself, dumb kid. He was supposed to, get off, and he's not even ready. So he runs to the back to jump you up, to pull you up. And as he gets there and gets closer and pulls on you, he smells something really awful. And as he pulls you up, he sees there's something wrong. There's something inside your mouth. And it leaps toward him. And that's the end of the story.
Damn. That was pretty good.
I'm sorry you died, Mac, but that was I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
fun. I don't
that
know what you think
happens
is fun. I don't know
sometimes. It happens.
It happens sometimes.
It was good.
Sometimes
Yeah. That sometimes it's bleak like that, There's no
I like
escaping.
that. Sometimes it bleak like that.
Yeah.
Radiocthulhu.
Sometimes it's bleak like that,